morning, remnant. Not sure where everybody's at today. They're probably still recovering from Thursday, 4th of July activities. But those that went out to the mobile home community, thank you, thank you, thank you. You talk about an outreach to the community. You guys came through as a church, and they came through as a community. It's the first time we've done something like that in years. Had no idea. One family RSVP'd as of Monday. So we're trying to figure food and everything else out for all that and everything, but it was awesome. And it's just so great to see our church family come together to truly make it an outreach event. I mean, everybody was involved. Everybody just came in and picked up whatever needed to be done and did it, and got nothing but good compliments about the food, about the music, about everything. So I got a feeling we may have to do that again real soon. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, God was praised through all that. It'll be interesting. We got almost all of our normal Wednesday night kids came out for that. And after 16 and a half years of being a youth pastor, I'm convinced more and more all the time, when you get the kids there, eventually you're going to get the parents. You're eventually going to get the parents. And what a better outreach than what we had over the 4th of July. Let's just give God the praise for that. And sing praises to his name, okay? Let's stand and sing.
You are welcome to have a seat if you want to, but you don't have to. Good to see you starting to fill in just a little bit there. We were pretty thin there when we first started, but good to see you getting going now. 1, 2, 3, 4. How can one word describe something indescribable? How can one idea convey a thought beyond imagination? How can one touch express something indefinable? How can one simple step of faith bring me face to face with you? So right about time for church to start, we started having crazy things happen in the sound system, but so far so good. You know, we talk about how hot we got out there on Thursday, but all these electronics, they got kind of hot too. So we got to pray over them sometimes too, and cast demons out of them at the same time. We do that sometimes. Okay. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we were last in Exodus, and if you remember from back then, we were talking about what it's like to go through a desert, like Moses had to go through a desert. And you know that, notice that a lot of these songs this morning kind of echoing that idea, like restoring me piece by piece. That was something that God was doing with Moses. And Rebecca's going to sing this desert song now to kind of help us deal with that as well. What you ever face, it's nothing compared to our God. King. seated on his throne. Come, let us adore him. Behold our King. Nothing can compare. Come, let us adore him. Amen. Why, thank you.
Father, we just thank you that you are the God of all creation and all things. And you are seated on your throne. And you give us this times, just mere mortals, to come before you and bring worship and praise. Lord, our prayer is that it would be pleasing in your sight. For we love to adore our Savior. Father, we just thank you that as we come before you, sometimes with trials and tribulations, other times with joy and rejoicing, you are always there for us. You know all things, see all things, and are aware of all things. Even before we pray them, even before we think them, Lord, you are there for us. And that's why we give praise. That's why we bring praise. And Father, that is why we can say that we are beholding of you, our God, as we pray these things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Before we went to Exodus, I was preaching in 1 John, which is almost near the Bible. And now I'm preaching in Exodus, which is really near the beginning of the Bible. And the problem with that is when you're at the very beginning, very end of my Bible won't stay open on its own. Because this is just my preaching Bible, and so it's not real worn out yet. So I kind of have to make sure it stays open. I need to just preach out of something in the middle. Time we do something else, that way it'll just kind of lay open for me and I won't have to worry about it. When you got up this morning, did you know what would happen today? No. Now, it may well be that the day has gone pretty much like you expected it to. You still don't know what will happen the rest of the day. Chances are that it may go well just pretty much like you expect it to. Of course, you don't know the little details, but you probably figure after you leave here, you're going to go eat lunch, and then you're going to go do something else this afternoon, things of that nature. But, we just really don't know, do we? We feel pretty confident, but just don't know. What if something happened today that completely sent your life into upheaval? Either something really good, like winning the Publishers Clearinghouse, or something really bad, a really bad accident or something like that. Or what if God just stepped into your life today in some way? What if something happened today in which God did something unusual to reveal himself, to expose himself to you? I don't necessarily mean a vision, but, that's not impossible. But what if he just did something different? Something that was deeply impactful and that changed your life, changed the outlook of your life. What would that be in terms of good and bad? Do you want that to happen, or are you not sure? I think a lot of times we Christians would jump to the conclusion, yeah, we want that to happen. But when we think about it, we get pretty comfortable in our lives here, and so we may or may not necessarily want God messing things up. So what would happen if God stepped into your life today dramatically? Moses was a Hebrew. but he had been raised in the ruling family of Egypt. He'd been a powerful member of that family, and for 40 years he lived in the lap of luxury, received the highest education. He was trained in martial arts and warfare, and was accustomed to people bowing to him on a daily basis. But he sensed that he was supposed to lead his Hebrew kinsmen out from slavery in Egypt. And because he was a proud and powerful man, he thought that he could basically do this on his own. And so he ended up murdering an Egyptian, thinking that all the rest of the Hebrews would sense what was happening and they would immediately rush to his side. But they didn't. And Moses ended up having to flee from Egypt because he became a wanted man. And so he went to the desert. He went east from Egypt into the desert. And this is a photograph from the general area that he went to. It was called Midian. And it's somewhere in the area in or around Saudi Arabia today. And so he went there and ended up becoming acquainted with a shepherd, married his daughters, and he spent the next 4 years of his life tending sheep. Now, for an Egyptian, that was just about as low as a drop as you could go, going from his position to a shepherd, because, well, they in the Egyptians' minds, a shepherd was the lowest of the low as far as vocations go. And they despised shepherds. And so that was a really big drop for him. So he spent the next 40 years of his life doing nothing but chasing sheep, raising a small family. For years, every day was the same. There were no weekends off, no vacations. He did do a lot of business travel, but it was all on foot, and it was all to take his animals to a better place to graze, so nothing real spectacular about that. 40 years. Wake up, drink goat's milk, take flocks out to graze, take flocks to the well to water, take flocks back to graze some more, take flocks back home, eat, go to bed, day after day, week after week, and nothing ever changed. I'm wondering about his thoughts during that time. I'm wondering if maybe, say, at age 50, when he'd been out there for 10 years, I wonder if he ever longed for the power and prestige that he used to have in Egypt, and if he still maybe harbored some little dreams that maybe he might get back to be a great man again. Maybe at 55, he still kind of felt that way, but he didn't think about it much. But at night, he would have dreams that he was back in Egypt, back in his old position. Maybe at 60, maybe he said to himself, if I'm ever going to do something with my life, I better get started now. I know about that because I've said the same thing, although